So Tyre Nichols, let's talk about it. Let's talk about that video that dropped. It had been anticipation to see what was on this video. It had been spoken about. Well, I found out about the case earlier in the week, and then there was there was word that they were going to drop the video Friday at 6 p.m. And so that time came yesterday, and yeah, it was a terrible video. It's a terrible video, man. Shows, sad to see it, man. Sad to see it. Those damn cops, of course, they've been arrested. They've been fired. Hopefully they get an extremely stiff punishment. Extremely stiff punishment. Because that was completely uncalled for, man. You got 5 fucking cops. 5 of them. And you couldn't take this dude down. Then they got that street camera showed everything. Or wherever that was being filmed from. That showed it all. The dude was done. He was out of energy. Y'all had more than enough, especially all them big boys, to take that dude down, and y'all decided to do what you did. And you obviously felt it justified in beating him like that. You can hear on the tape in the aftermath, the officer that was punching him talking about, I was hitting him with haymakers, and he still wouldn't go down. It's ridiculous, man. Now, of course, there's been all type of different narratives and stuff. People just they've gotten it completely wrong. Because for the most part, like I've always said, nobody follows police brutality. Nobody follows all these cases to really have a true concept of what's going on here around this country. They get what they see, within, their mainstream media sources, and that's what they're fed, and so that's their perception of what's real. First, that whole thing talking about black on black crime, trying to make that apply to this. I saw a tweet with LeBron James talking about we're our own worst enemy. Listen here. If you weren't applying that prior to yesterday, with all the shit, all the murders that happen within these inner cities all across America, and we're not just talking, because I see a lot of people want to talk about, those are just gang members and stuff like that. No, it's not. It's a lot of, so many different stories, so many stories. If you don't follow this stuff because you're too worried about protecting your peace and all of this stuff, so you don't want to, you don't want that type of news flowing through your cycle, that's fine. But also keep in mind that you're not informed enough to make a true statement. All of the old people getting their doors kicked in, robbed, and kids shot and killed. Elderly people, you know what I'm saying? Children getting hit by stray bullets, getting caught in the crossfire. Innocent people getting caught in crossfires. Innocent people getting killed in robberies. Motherfuckers sitting up there killing each other over a disagreement. It's not to say that it doesn't happen in other places, but as far as the frequency, that shit is exclusive, man. Exclusive to the inner cities. So if you weren't saying that, having this narrative about us being our own worst enemy and black people and black on black and black people don't even like it, man, don't apply it. Don't start applying it now. Because if you actually follow what's been going around and the people who was losing loved ones, man, it's heartbreaking stories. What about this story all of a sudden tugs on your heartstrings? Because it's a police brutality case? The police have to be dealt with. They have more responsibility, so they have to be dealt with on a higher scale. They have to be dealt with more harshly, of course. because of their a position of quote unquote authority. And we know that authority and power, it tends to corrupt people at times. Absolute power. They're able to take out their frustrations on people who don't have the same protections as them. It's all type of different things. There's no system that's perfect, even within a system to where you were to hire a private security or anything like, have a private police force in your community. This is something like this is bound to happen because humans are extremely flawed people and they have egos. They have egos. To sit up there and automatically default to race, especially these are black cops, and you have people defaulting to race and stuff like that. They don't like black people even then, and they're still white supremacists. Like, man, cut it out. There's a whole lot of stuff that you would have to arrive to within the conversation. You have to get evidence that this person has some type of particular bias or hatred for a race, or it could be anything, a person's religion or orientation. People have all type of different things, and the person may not agree, and they may take out their anger on. But there's so many other factors that factor into these things. Cops have egos. They have, like I said, they get these positions and where they can, try to push their authority on other people when they're frustrated. Or, and more times than not, because you have the narrative type, like, oh, they're just going around and hunting. No, it's not. It's not. Let's be logical within this. It doesn't excuse the shit that they do. Like I said, they need to be prosecuted at the, to the fullest. The highest punishment. But to say that they're being hunted, no. You're dealing with a bunch of motherfuckers with egos who sit up there and get frustrated when, like you see in the video, old boy ran, he struggled. He probably embarrassed the motherfuckers because you got 4 or 5 cops sitting there trying to keep him down, and he's able to get away. And then they end up pepper spraying their own guys in the event of trying to get him down. So he done made a fool out of those guys. So in their ego, now they trying to take their embarrassment out on him. I mean, that's just a possibility. It's a logical possibility. But these are things that we see right in front of us. And it's just the ego of human beings. Man or woman, black or white, whatever it may be, whatever color or whatever. People have egos. All this stuff, man, it's police brutality. When I tell you what made this one, I hate to be like that, but what made this one be the one that caught everybody's attention? Because let's just keep it on black people. There's a whole bunch of police brutality cases where black people are getting killed in heinous ways, and they don't see the light of day for some reason. I mean, they're clear cut and they don't see the light of day. What makes this one special? You know what I'm saying? Why aren't we paying attention and shedding light to the other ones? Why does when the mainstream media, it's not until the mainstream media brings it up that everybody now is emotional over it. But not even, let's go beyond just black people. Let's talk about it's happening everywhere. A lot more than you think. Hell, I posted earlier this week about the guy that got shot in his chest. They were, raided his trailer. Now, for what reason, I don't know why, but the guy had his hands up. He sees a little robot drone rolling around in his trailer. He picks it up, and he's waking up out of his sleep, picks it up and going outside. He's being told to, keep his hands up. He's got his hands up, and I guess they mistook it for being a weapon, and they shoot the dude dead in his chest, man. And he's on the ground, begging for help. And then here come these cops inside. This is a white guy, too. And here come the cops inside talking about, oh shit, there's cameras. There's been all type of heinous police brutality cases. You know. Just we got to make changes. Hold, like I said, hold them accountable. Is there merit? Is there some merit toward, these cops got charged faster with them being black? Possibility. There may be merit to that. But they ass still need to get prosecuted. And we got to make sure that we bringing the other cases to the light and understand what's going on. But not only that, if you're going to make it about, a person losing their life, just within that aspect, not the, holding the cops accountable or anything, just from a person losing their life in a horrible way, in an unjustified way. Let's keep that energy for everything, because there's a lot of shit that needs to get cleaned up, and we're overlooking that shit. That whole black on black thing does not apply to this case. It's just unfortunate, man, for that dude Tyre Nichols, man. He did not seem, when you look at some of his videos, it's not to say, who knows what a person's into, or, you don't want to judge a book by its cover, but he seemed like a real kind of quiet soul or whatnot. He didn't seem like, that was the Scorpion unit, the crime unit for Memphis. I don't know what he didn't look like that type. He doesn't seem like that type that would be involved in something that would require that type of unit to be after them. They said they pulled him over for reckless driving, and this is what it led to. But another thing to be mindful of is some of the narrative. Of course, you're gonna have fucked up cops out here. You're gonna have because they're people too. So they, like I said, they have egos. They have chips on their shoulders. But for the most part, a lot of your interactions they're going to be cool with them. Don't create anxiety in places, especially with something. If when you're resisting, a lot of times, hey, who's to say? I'm not saying you don't have the right to resist, but is losing your life worth it in the end? Are you prepared to go to war? Are you prepared? Are you equipped to take the action that you're about to take? Because when you lose your life, think about all the people that you're leaving behind. You may have children, a family, whoever's people depending on you, wife, whatever, and you're about to throw it all away for something that could, be fought another day. So when you resist, and then you're dealing with these jackasses that have egos, a lot of times they take it to the next level, and shit ends up bad. You end up dead, and it doesn't matter. They get put in jail or whatnot, but still, it doesn't bring you back. And then all the time, we get this narrative that every single time a person gets pulled over, it's there has to be this fear and anxiety. No, you should just be aware. You should be aware with dealing with anybody, not just a cop, but anybody. There should be a particular, a understanding that anything could happen in any moment, because you never know the minds of people. But for the most part, your dealings with the cops are going to be, the business transaction. You may agree with what they got, or you may not, but keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. And do not provide anxiety in places where it doesn't need to be applied, because this narrative that's going on in the news, the young people get affected by it, and they internalize it, and that's how their interactions with the cops go. Even though they don't have any experience with the cops, so they don't know what to expect. All they know is what they've been told on the news. So there's anxiety, there's fear, and then, it's just a whole bunch of tussling. It leads to a whole bunch of situations to where now we get this. Like I said, the cops get exposed for being corrupt. Yeah, you've exposed them, as they should be exposed, but, a life is lost. and it's never coming back. So, and RIP to that young man. And yeah, he definitely didn't deserve this. We'll continue to follow this, man, and see where it goes. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. I want to hear y'all thoughts and opinions on this. It's the Grit Culture. I'll holler at y'all later.